You're watching Trending This Week, and what a week it's been. The story that continues to dominate our mind space is the aftermath of the Delhi gang rape. In the midst of a raging debate about what we all need to do, there are daily insensitive comments. So, can you teach people to become sensitive about issues like rape? We'll be discussing that and be joined by author and activist Meena Kandaswamy, lawyer Vrinda Grover, and Maya Daruwala in just a bit to discuss. But first, our trendsetter of the week, the only person in the government who says the system and the government has failed to respond to what has happened. Union Minister Jairam Ramesh in an exclusive interview. Mr. Jairam Ramesh, thanks so much for speaking to Trending This Week. There are so many disparaging comments by politicians being made, comments that are against women. Can you suggest what could be a fix for this?
I think it's very unfortunate that patriarchal and obscurantist mindsets are now coming into prominence. What people used to privately believe is now being publicly expressed. And this should be an opportunity for actually doing something, changing our laws, taking tough deterrent action, starting a public awareness campaign so that security and dignity of women is enhanced. But rather than focus on that, I think everybody is just expressing some private view, which as I said, is most obscurantist, and it's very patriarchal, but it's also deep rooted in our society, I'm afraid.
And the fact that people are unhappy with netas, is that justified?
I think, look, there is the anger against the political class and against the political process is, I think, perfectly justified. But I think the remedy is worse. I don't think that you want an authoritarian type of a political system. The answer to a poor democracy is better democracy. The answer to a faltering political class is to rectify the mistakes of that political class. And I would be the first to say that the political class must look inward.
Okay, if I can just bring you back to what's on people's minds right now. These comments about dented, painted women, about justification of rape, what do you do with these people?
Well, I'll tell you what I can do. I mean, all these comments are completely off the wall, and the people who made these comments really, in my view, have no place in a civilized society. But let me tell you what I believed in. I thought, as long as I was Minister for Drinking Water and Sanitation, the one thing that I can do to ensure security and dignity for women is to ensure toilets for every woman. Over 60% of women today are defecating in the open. And this is an invitation for violence and atrocities on women. And I think one of the most powerful things that any government can do is to take up the sanitation program as a national obsession and make sure that all women have toilets, both in rural areas and urban areas, access to sanitation facilities. I'm not saying this is going to solve all problems. This is not going to end all atrocities. Then you got to have a clear law that prevents atrocities on women and children. And you're going to enforce that law in a time frame. Fast-track courts, Chief Justice has talked about it, and so on and so forth. So, plus, then you need the social reform. You need this education, that even educated people are making outlandish comments, on women and on atrocities on women. So I think it's a combination of many things, and I hope this is a wake-up call. I mean, nothing has given India a bad press and a bad image across the world than this most barbaric and most horrendous incident that has taken place in Delhi, and the reaction of many of our political personalities. So I hope this is a wake-up call for all of us.
What about the police? Is there something that can be done immediately to better policing?
Well, we have reformed the economy, we are reforming public administration, we are reforming judiciary, but one public entity that has yet to be reformed is the police administration. I mean, to make it autonomous, to make it independent, to make it professional. I know the bulk of people I know, both in rural India and urban India, don't want to go and file any cases in police stations, because going to a police station is an invitation to harassment. So I think the police administration also requires, and we have relaxed entry norms for recruiting constables and policemen. So you're getting people with a certain mindset joining the police. So I think the police reform is a very, very important element of this mindset change that we are talking about. But it's easy to change mindsets, but it's almost impossible to change set minds. So it's the set minds that you have to really attack. And that's going to be a very long-term process. I think India has shown its dark face in the last couple of weeks, and I hope that we learn the lessons and get out of this.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for Retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.